Well, lucky number 7. That would be the Patriots, 7-0. 32 teams in the Super Bowl era have started 7-0. They've all made the postseason. 15 of those teams made it to the Super Bowl. But watch this, 9 of 15 won the Super Bowl. Now today, Patriots trying to go to 8-0. And you see, still 4 teams undefeated. Bengals went to 8-0 on Thursday. So the Patriots trying to join them. Meanwhile, for Washington, they're getting some help with a big addition today. Let's go down to the field with Pam Oliver.
Well, Kevin, Deshaun Jackson actually pulled that hamstring again in practice a couple weeks ago while running. It's since been deemed perfectly healthy. But head coach Jay Gruden, his biggest concern is not so much about the injury, but if his team's most dynamic player is in shape. Gruden told us it's absolutely no benefit if Jackson gets gassed and is not able to do what they brought him here to do, what they need him to do, and that is to go deep. Jackson told us that from his perspective, his stamina level is okay, but he's not sure. He will be monitored throughout the game. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thanks. And John, it's an aspect of Jay Gruden's offense they've lacked. They have a lot of weapons, but they haven't had the huge plays.
Well, it's been a lot of possession, spreading the ball around. You need that explosiveness in your offense. And Deshaun Jackson, we asked him the other day about providing that. He said, that's what I do, and that is what he does.
And here we go from Foxborough. Amendola is going to take it on out. And he runs into a wall just across the 15-yard line. Redskins won the toss and they deferred. And so that gives Tom Brady a chance to take the field. He's been pedestrian at home, John. Just 108-17 in his career. It's unbelievable what he's done at Foxborough.
Well, he's got prolific numbers, but the biggest thing you say about Tom Brady is he wins. And the parts change around him, but he's the guy that stirs the drink, and he does it so well.
And so a 1st and 10 from their own 16. That's Gronkowski in motion. And there's Dion Lewis skirting out. And he's got a big gain of 8 on 1st down. Some question whether Lewis would play today. He's dealing with a little bit of an abdomen injury, but he's in there and picks up a nice gain on 1st down. They'll call it 9. There's LeGarrette Blount, who will get plenty of time in that backfield, too. This Redskins run defense has been gashed. The last 3 games, they've allowed 196 yards on the ground per. Run it again. And 1st down, spin for Lewis, and another good run as he's out to the 33. For these Patriots, undefeated for the 2nd time at this point, 7-0 in their history. And yeah, at home, they're tremendous. 48-4 since 09. That's the year after Brady hurt his ACL. Brady, as John mentioned, it may be better than ever. And then no Revis, no Brown are the 2 best cornerbacks left. No problem. Their defense is playing great. We'll explain as we go. 1st down. Brady near side. It's Chandler, the backup tight end, who makes the catch on 1st down. So the Patriots on the move early.
And it's astounding when you talk about Tom Brady being better than ever. He's 38 years old, 16th year in the league. But you watch him, and as a player, you always think that's when you should be able to play your best football, because that's when your mind has all that information stored up, but your body typically lets you down. What's phenomenal about him, he's managed to learn how to work his body, and he's getting rid of the ball quicker than ever, more efficient than ever before.
Little draw, Lewis. Nice shimmy shake at the line. Dion Lewis off to a flying start. He's going to pick up 8 more yards and another 1st down.
Well, if there's a weakness on this Redskins defense, it's the ability to stop the run, especially of late. And Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, that's what they do. They try to go at weaknesses. They attack people. And this is a team who came in throwing the football a lot, but if you're weak against the run, they're going to run it, and they're doing that well early today.
Brandon LaFell, first touch of the game, gets a couple of good blocks. Another 1st down. He is going to get all the way down to the 42, and he picks up 12 more yards.
It's just a well-oiled machine. LaFell was out early in the year, came back a couple of weeks ago, just provides one more weapon for Tom Brady. He's also a guy that can get down the field as well as catch the underneath routes like that screen.
And so the Patriots, with a good-looking drive here, already their 6th play of this opening drive. The offense has been tremendous. 1st in the league in scoring at 35 points per game. Fake to Blunt. Time for Brady. Going up top. Edelman tipped in, incomplete. He had coverage there by Will Blackman getting the start today for D'Angelo Hall, who remains out.
Well, the separation was there for Julian Edelman. Remember, this is a guy who does a lot of underneath stuff, so when he goes deep, it does surprise the defense, but Will Blackman does a really nice job of attacking the football, playing through Edelman's arms. Nice play by Blackman, the guy filling in for D'Angelo Hall, who's been injured.
Washington's secondary has just not been healthy the entire year, and today continues that trend.
Rob Gronkowski split out.
Play clock at 1. They'll get it off, and they hit Gronk, and he makes the catch for being shoved out of bounds around the 33. It's going to be shy of a first down. John, injuries, we told you about them. There are some key inactives for today for both teams. Washington certainly with their secondary has been an issue. So Hall, who is their big guy back there, remains out with a toe. Corey Lichtensteiger, their center, still out. Jamie Collins and Sheard, a couple big pass rushers out for New England. Marcus Cannon, their left tackle, is out today. Patriots just awesome on third down. This is a 3rd and 2. Empty set. 4-man rush. Brady going deep again. Has a man dropped. Oh, Dion Lewis had it and just couldn't haul it in. It was a touchdown.
Well, Tom Brady talked to us the other day. He talked to us. You see the sun there that Dion Lewis was dealing with, but Tom Brady talked about how critical Dion Lewis has been to their success. You see the double move, the slant and go. It's right in his arms, and Dion Lewis doesn't come up, but Bill Belichick doesn't hesitate. He keeps his offense out there to go for it.
They've gone for it 6 times with 3 of 6 on 4th down this year. This is a 4th and 2. Brady over the middle, complete. It's Edelman. It's a first down.
Well, Brady and Edelman so in tune, and really this is just called a choice route. He's looking at the leverage of the defense, trying to find that soft spot. He's going to sit there. Brady hits him. Look at that accuracy, right to the outside, away from the linebackers. That's what chemistry and playing together for a long time gives you.
So on the opening drive, the Patriots, this is their 10th play. They convert a 4th down. Edelman's 53rd catch, which leads this team. From the 28, they'll run it to Blunt. Cuts up the middle, and he's inside the 35 to, or make that the 25 to the 24. It's a gain of 4.
And Kevin, you know, we led with the, we led this game. You see them having scored in 27 straight quarters, but talking about how much this Patriots team throws the football. Kind of non-traditional. Usually you throw that much only when you're a bad team. They've thrown it, but they do run it well when they do run it. And that's something they're going to try to take advantage of today if the early indication is anything.
They go 3 tight ends and they give it to Blunt, and he's hit behind the line but still goes forward and manages to get a yard out of that. Nice play by Ricky Jean-Francois, who was there first. I don't see the Patriots in that kind of formation much, and you're right. Bill Belichick said during the week, I don't believe in a balanced offense. He just wants an offense that's going to win.
Well, you don't get much disagreement between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, but when we told Tom about that, he said, I love balance. It's a quarterback's best friend.
3rd and 5. Brady has time. Over there. Oh, Edelman with a catch and absorbs a wicked hit. Keenan Robinson on the hit. And we get a penalty.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 30, illegal contact to the head of the defenseless player. Half distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
It's on Kaishan Jarrett, the rookie.
And it's what you love about Julian Edelman. This is a guy who's willing to go across the middle into the fire. He knows he's going to get hit right here. He does get hit. It's Keenan Robinson who hits him. They called the foul, the personal foul on the wrong player. It's Keenan Robinson. But Julian Edelman so often, we saw it in the Super Bowl, taking hits across the middle. It's a valuable, valuable asset they have in Julian Edelman.
1st and goal from the 8 for the Patriots. Brady gets rid of it quickly. Edelman makes a move, lunging. Touchdown, New England.
Kevin, I would say, as you see Julian Edelman reach the ball across the goal line, other than the Dion Lewis drop, just a flawless execution on that drive by the Patriots. It's something you see time and time again. See the elbow down, but it's where that ball is when the elbow goes down. It looks like it's across that goal line.
Yeah, I think that ball's there before that elbow goes down. They're looking at it as they do on every score. I think, you know, John, I think you see that for the Patriots, the most touchdowns in the league. This is what they are this year. They are methodical. The longest play on that drive was 13 yards, but they just keep coming at you, and Brady is so precise, it's pretty hard to defend. And so Gostkowski, the extra point, he has been perfect on everything this year. And that is good. And so the Patriots, a 13-play opening drive, hitting Edelman for the touchdown. It's 7-0. They're up.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Julian Edelman catching that touchdown, also caught a 4th down on the drive, also got drilled on the drive, which resulted in a penalty. Man, he is tough. And the Patriots, their 4th opening drive touchdown of the year. Already a career high for Edelman. Look at onside kick to start this one. It's loose. Who's going to pick it up? Patriots say they have it. And they do.
Well, it's called the surprise onside kick. No one was surprised from Washington. Young man right there has it in his grasp. I think it's Ryan Grant, the wide receiver, but just can't bring it in. The Patriots, non-traditional. Bill Belichick has always believed in it. He told us the other day it goes back to when his dad was on the Navy staff. Their head coach, Wayne Harden, was always non-traditional. They had to be at Navy. That stuck with him. They're unconventional. They always have been. They don't care what anyone else thinks, and it proves successful yet again for the Patriots.
Jay Gruden, the head coach for Washington, saying, "You have got to be kidding me." Jonathan Freeney with the recovery, and so after a great opening drive, they get it back, and they'll run a reverse. Why not Amendola? Makes a cut across midfield. Nice run. And the Patriots just off and firing here after their 7-0 start and a game last Thursday. 10 days to prepare for this Washington team. First recovered onside in a while. It's their first onside try all year.
Now you see the tempo, how Tom Brady likes to wear on the opponents. It's just snap after snap of precision. Now they're going to pound him a little.
Blunt to the outside, and man, he had even more room to run if it wasn't for Will Blackman. We have a penalty on the play too. That one may be coming back on New England.
There's no foul for offensive holding. First down.
I believe it was Danny Amendola that they were calling for that. I don't know what happened in that conversation. Here's Danny Amendola. He's cracking on Jaquan Jarrett. He had a hold of him, let him go, and somehow in that conference they decided to let that go.
All right, so 1st and 10 for New England. It's already the 16th play of the first quarter. Washington none, thanks to the onside kick. Dion Lewis in the game at back. They'll pitch it to him this side, and Washington has it played well. Lewis trying to escape, and here comes Kerrigan. Oh, they played that well. Preston Smith, the rookie, was the guy that really blew up that play.
He did a tremendous job. You just do your job. Put a little Patriots on him. You got to contain this. That's a tough play. It's a misdirection, flip 90, America's play, whatever you want to call it. But Preston Smith, the rookie, was on it, doing his job, as Bill Belichick, the Patriots coach, so often preaches.
Meanwhile, Kerrigan just had hand surgery 2 weeks ago. Broken hand, screws inserted, took the bye to heal, and he's playing today. Second and long, they fake the reverse, set up a screen. Here's Lewis. Look at the speed. Dion Lewis inside the 44. He's upended shy of a first down by Goldson. But a makeable third down because of that play. They pick up 15.
You know, it's incredible, Kevin. They find a guy like Dion Lewis. Again, one man's trash is another's treasure. He's been kind of a journeyman player, a guy who's shown some glimpses but never really put it together. They get rid of Shane Vereen. He goes free agent to the New York Giants. This is a critical role. Think Kevin Falk, Shane Vereen. He comes in, he steps up. Tom Brady said, we didn't know till early in the year that we had it. They've got it in Dion Lewis.
On third down, over the middle, Edelman again has a catch, and the ball comes loose, and I believe it's recovered by Blackman. It is. Washington recovery. Blackman forced it, he recovered it, and a turnover for this Washington D.
That's a big play. The Patriots are humming. Blackman gets after that ball, then has the sense to get down on it. Big play for the Redskins.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly.
Boom, boom. Well, there you see Edelman, who had a great start, but Washington defense now 10 turnovers the last 5 games. Their defense is getting the ball, and they needed it because it was a runaway train to start this game. So here's our first time with the ball. 6:38 to go in the first quarter. Kirk Cousins over the middle, tipped in the air, and it's intercepted. Logan Ryan still on his feet, and Cousins gives it right back. A ball that Garcon could have caught, and New England one play, their ball ready to go.
And this will go down in the books as an interception for Kirk Cousins. But he has nothing to do with this. He puts a dime on Pierre Garcon. Garcon goes right through his hands. Logan Ryan, opportunistic right there. That's what you can't do when you come to Gillette and play the Patriots. They thrive on the turnovers at home.
So all the momentum is gone. Garcon with the drop. Logan Ryan, his 4th interception of the year that leads this team. We told you earlier, we showed you that thing about Browner and Revis, no problem, because guys like he and Malcolm Butler have stepped up. And now 7-0 their lead in New England football. 1st and 10 on the Washington 28. Fake the run. Brady looking far side, Chandler, and he had nothing there. Good coverage by Trent Murphy.
You know, Kevin, it's fascinating as we get back to the Patriots offense to watch Rob Gronkowski. They don't have a Randy Moss anymore to stretch the field, and you talked about how they're methodical, but their explosive player is Rob Gronkowski, and they move him all over. The first series, 8 different lineups for Rob Gronkowski. They constantly are moving him. He's in line, he's out at receiver, he's left, he's right. Now he's right here at the wing. He's all over the place for the New England Patriots.
And now he goes in motion. On second down, Brady can look for Amendola, makes the catch, but he's hit immediately. Tyshawn Jarrett, the rookie out of Virginia Tech, who's played safety, he's played corner, and he brings up a third down after a 3-yard gain. Patriots, an astonishing 47% on first down this year. That's number 1 in the league.
Gronkowski now down, split out as a wide receiver.
3rd and 7. Blitz picked up beautifully over the middle and a completion and a first down. It's Amendola.
One thing that you see already today, Tom Brady does not care. He has go-to guys. Yes, he loves throwing to Rob Gronkowski, but he throws to the open man. He throws where coverage dictates. You see him go through his progression, throw it where only Amendola can catch it, and that's the Patriots.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. By Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. And by Pizza Hut. Bring home the flavor, only at Pizza Hut.
Well, Kevin, great call by you and great catch by you. Watch Dion Lewis right here. The Patriots love tough players. He's a small guy, but he's got courage. He just stones Keenan Robinson. Pass protecting as well as a pass option in the receiving game.
Yeah, he gives up 50 pounds to him, John. Here's Brandon LaFell. Makes the catch. Good stiff arm. And he gains it down to the 7 before Chris Culliver kind of shoves him out of bounds, a 7-yard gain.
Another thing that you see, and you see on tape, and Tom Brady's doing it better, how quickly he gets rid of the ball. He's leading the league in terms of time the ball's in his hands. That ball is out. He makes quick decisions. He processes information quickly, and then a quick release.
Here's a quick handoff. Blunt tries to get around right side and is close to a first down, depending on where they mark it. So here we are in the first quarter still. Washington has run one play. New England has run 22. 6 different receivers have caught the ball.
And you know it coming in. Like I said in the open, a Redskins player down on the field said we got to play a near perfect game. You can't give them opportunities.
3rd and 1. They go 3 tight ends. They go touchdown. Blunt, but hang on. There's a penalty. If it hangs, if it stands, it's a touchdown for LeGarrette Blunt, but let's see.
And that's on Washington. 12 men on the field.
Defense, 12 men on the field. The penalties decline. Touchdown.
And so they take advantage of the Logan Ryan interception and punch it home.
You can see Trenton Robinson up there running off. It doesn't matter. LeGarrette Blunt steamrolls into the end zone for the Patriots.
Hard to think of a worse start for Washington. I mean, they come off the bye-off, the biggest comeback in their history. They're down 24-0 to Tampa Bay in the first half, their last game, and they came back to win that game. This is a much harder task at hand. Gostkowski hooks it home. Defense got it done. Garcon with the drop. Logan Ryan his 4th pick, and then Brady and the boys do the rest, and it's 14-0 New England here in Foxborough. Patriots 14. They're up on Washington 14-zip. Tom Brady 38 years old, and he's still got the same fire. You're still having fun, huh, John?
He loves it. He said that's part of it. The leadership. Can it still be there at 38? Can you still relate to your teammates? And he certainly does.
Chris Thompson deciding to take it out here, and that is not a very good call. So 4:26 left in the first quarter. New England's run 24 plays. Washington 1. And hey, Kirk Cousins didn't get a chance to really say hello. Not your fault. But he's coming off the best game of his career.
He's got to feel like a little kid. You know that old game, monkey in the middle, where they keep the ball away from you? He's got it one time. He threw a nice pass, went through Garcon's hands, but he is coming off a very nice game versus Tampa. And Kevin, the one thing, it is a different task against the Patriots, but when you have a come-from-behind win like that, it makes you believe that you're always in football games.
We're going to give it to Alfred Morris, who gets the carry, and Morris going to pick up about 5. Game break time. Let's check in with Mike Hill.
Rams and Vikings battle the two of the better running backs in the league. Todd Gurley and Adrian Peterson. Well, the veteran telling the rookie, I still got skills. 6 yards, get some 6, and the Vikings on top, 10-0 in the first. Kevin, John, back to you.
We had the Vikings a month ago in that great game in Denver. They're good.
Mike Zimmer's done a tremendous job with that team defensively. Very tough to deal with.
You see Deshaun Jackson, number 11, playing in his first game since the first quarter of week 1. Cousins pressure from Ninkovich. Has a man wide open and dropped. Derek Carrier. Oh, my.
I don't know what's going on today. You're seeing typically sure-handed guys. Dion Lewis, Derek Carrier for both sides. Now, the sun is tough, but those are excuses when you're playing at the NFL level. You got to deal with it. Kirk Cousins has to be saying early, what do I have to do? I throw one on Garcon, it's intercepted. I put a big play in Carrier's hands, and he drops it.
Matt Jones in the game at running back on a 3rd and 6. Cousins hangs in, drops again. I don't know what's going on with Washington, but they've got 3 drops the first 4 plays they've run.
You got to catch the football. You got to be on point to have a chance against the Patriots. He'd be short of the line to gain. The one thing you can see, Kirk Cousins can deliver the football on the dime. He's got a strong arm. His guys are failing him by dropping all these passes right now.
And so now it'll be Edelman to return off the Tressway punt. It's not a good kick. They'll let it bounce, pick it up at the 33. And good coverage by Washington to get down there and make the stop. Jerron Johnson, Darrell Young there. Tom Brady up 14. Getting the ball again here in New England. One of the incredible things about this New England offensive run this year has been their offensive line has been so banged up. You see number 66 there, left guard, Brian Stork, who was the starting center last year, back for the first time this year today. And this is his second snap of the game, but at guard, not at center. Here's Dion Lewis, screenplay, good tackle from behind. That could have been a long game, Ricky Jean-Francois. But John, when they're playing basically with 6 linemen, they've got their best lineman on IR, and somehow they're still putting up 36 a game.
Well, that's somehow, and I hate to be disrespectful to these guys because they've done a very nice job, but when your quarterback averages 2.1 seconds before he releases the ball, the defense doesn't have a chance to get there. Tom Brady is processing information, getting rid of the ball so quick. I feel like you could go grab 5 guys in Boston and put them out there, and they could protect Tom Brady.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, you saw Sebastian Vollmer. He's at left tackle. He's normally the right tackle. Brady to throw it. Edelson overthrown. So just how quick is Tom Brady?
Well, you just see snap to release. There you go, 2.05 seconds. The ball is out. 2.38. That's a long time for Tom Brady as the ball gets downfield. But the numbers say it. Fastest in the NFL in terms of getting rid of the football. No one's doing it better right now.
Here, though, a 3rd and long. Their first 3rd and long of the game. Time. A lot of it this time. Brady gets hit, lets it fly deep. LaFell is wide open, comes back, makes the catch, and he's inside the 20. Chris Culliver just got lost.
Well, it never fails, Kevin. We show the quick release, and he holds it for 4 seconds and then throws it downfield. You see Tom Brady letting it uncover, holding the football, and downfield just chucks it to Brandon LaFell. And as you said, Culliver just got lost in the shuffle.
A 48-yard gain to Brandon LaFell, converting a 3rd and 8, and so a 1st and 10 from the 18 as Gronkowski goes in motion. There's Blunt running behind that right side, and he gets down inside the 16. But just to finish the thought, so Vollmer now at left tackle. You know, they've got Solder out for the year. David Andrews is a rookie center, number 60, but they like what he's done after a rough start. I mean, I don't know how many other teams that could do that.
No, you can't. And I come back to that comment I said earlier. You can't just grab people and play them there. They're doing a nice job. They're adjusting. Tom Brady makes it a lot easier on them, though, with how efficient he is getting rid of the football.
It all works together. That's the bottom line. 2nd and 8. Lewis, the fake to him. Brady rifles incomplete. Over the middle, he was looking for Chandler there. A nice coverage by Kyshawn Jarrett.
Scott Chandler is a guy that Tom Brady is really taken to as another option in this offense. A tight end who they list at 6'7". He looks like he's 6'8" to me. Standing next to him at practice. Tom Brady on a dime just out of the outstretched fingers of Chandler. But they've got great chemistry for 2 guys that are playing together for the first time.
And so it'll be another 3rd down and 8. Coming intercepted. It is picked off. Keenan Robinson gets a block and taken down by Tom Brady. Brady may have saved the touchdown, but Robinson with a huge play.
Keenan Robinson understanding what we just showed you, how quickly the ball's out. He runs right underneath the intended receiver Julian Edelman just reading the eyes. Tom Brady apparently doesn't see him, but the hustle play by Tom Brady, getting back, sacrificing his body, and somehow getting Keenan Robinson down.
So now a golden opportunity for Washington to get back in the game. It's Alfred Morris running left, and he's going to pick up a couple. How about this? New England hadn't turned the ball over at home. None. Now they've got 2 in this game. Still up 14, though, as Washington had 3 drops in the early going. The final minute of this first quarter, but clearly their best chance here. That's Deshaun Jackson in motion, their speedster, their big play man. Fake the run. Time. A lot of it. Cousins has Jackson on a play. At the last second, it was Justin Coleman because Jackson was open, but Coleman knocked it down.
Well, the play had a really nice design. You're going to see Deshaun Jackson enter your picture coming behind the linebackers, but the length of Freeney makes him throw it over Freeney, and Coleman really doing a nice job reading the eyes of Kirk Cousins and deflecting the ball before it got to Cousins.
The rookie from Tennessee. Now on third down, Washington much better this year than last. Last year they were 30th in the league. This year 10th in the league. This is 3rd and 8. Here come the Patriots on the blitz. Picked up. Cousins over the middle. He's got a completion and a catch. And it should be enough for a first down. It's Pierre Garçon making amends for the earlier drop, and that is a first down. It should also be the end of the first quarter here from New England.
Very nice call by you, Kevin. Great protection up front. They brought the blitz. They protected it, gave Cousins times, and he delivered a strike.
So it's been all New England, but Washington trying to get back in this game. 14-zip Patriots after 1. It's not often you say, well, Kirk Cousins is 1 of 5, but he looks good today. But he does. They've dropped 3 balls on him, and he's got Washington with a 1st and 10 at the New England 35 as we start the second quarter. 14-0 Pats. Matt Jones in at running back. They'll give it to him. And the rookie gets maybe a yard for Chandler Jones. Makes the stop. Well, this is the deal here. I mean, this is the first pass he threw right in the hands of Garçon. He dropped it, intercepted. This would have been a gain of about 50 if Carrier holds on to that. And then this would have been short of a first down, but Jordan Reed is very sure-handed. So it's kind of a weird start.
Yeah, when you're playing the defending Super Bowl champions in their home, that can't happen. To beat them, you got to be near flawless.
No pistol formation here. And they're going to throw it. Here's Jackson, his first catch. And he's going to get down to about the 32, a short game, but I'm sure just trying to get him involved. It's his first catch of the year.
But right there, you love what you see. That man right there, Chandler Jones. He leads the NFL in sacks. Right there, he saw the screen. He was rushing. Kirk Cousins turned around, made that tackle. That's great hustle from the NFL sack leader, Chandler Jones.
3rd down and 7. Cousins pressure, down he goes. What'd you say about Chandler Jones?
Well, he just extended that lead. 9.5 now for Chandler Jones. And you talk about coaching. That play, they flipped him. They wanted the matchup against Moses. They put Chandler Jones up top, and it's not a contest. That's just out of the blocks too quick for Moses. The crowd noise affects it, and that's what Chandler Jones has done all year. He's been relentless.
Offense is on the field on a 4th and 11. And it's a long field goal, but it's in field goal range. Play clock at 4, too. And Jay Gruden says, okay, timeout. What do you think? Do you think they're really going to go there?
I have no idea.
That surprised me. You know, you got 2 turnovers, which never happens here. You got 3 drops. Washington has to do a better job to stay in this game.
Yeah, they really do. And look, this situation right here, the 4th down, I remember playing in games against great offenses back in Tampa. Tony Dungy say, we're never punting. Punt team don't even think about it because to beat a great team. But this is certainly risky. This is 4th and 11 against the New England Patriots. Tough tough decision, Jay Gruden being bold.
Yeah, and it looks like Kirk Cousins is back out, so they're going to go on this 4th and 11, down 14, early second quarter. What a call here in this game at this point.
It's like they're bringing pressure.
Blitz. It's picked up. Cousins lets it go, and it's dropped by Garcon. Logan Ryan was there. So was the football, but Garcon couldn't make a play.
And it's a play Garcon has to make again. He's a strong catcher of the football. This just one-on-one, Logan Ryan making the play.
Today's game is sponsored by the Ford F-150. Every other truck is history. By Papa John's, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. And by DirecTV. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
There we come back to Foxborough, 14-0. Patriots lead this one in their football after Washington went on 4th and 11. And this is LeGarrette Blount trucking to the right side for Keenan Robinson, knocks him down. You know, it was a lot of things that last call, right? I mean, just the call to go for it with a kicker who's got a pretty big leg, even though he's young. But then Garcon, another play that Washington left on the table.
Yeah, I'm all for being aggressive. I don't like that call, though. You've got a kicker who's made it from 54 this year. That's what it would have been. All that being said, Garcon has to catch that football.
They're just leaving it out on the table, and against too good of a team here. Right up the guts. Blount finding some holes, and this Patriot team that usually throws a lot more than runs is liking the ground game today.
Well, when you've got a tight end who's 305 pounds, another offensive tackle, this is called a wham play. He's going to wham Kedrick Golston. You see the man-on-man up above him. That's tremendous blocking. And so this offensive line, we've talked about, been much maligned in different parts, but they're always in sync. They play together. Great execution right there.
13 rushes, 58 yards for this Patriot ground attack. Running again. Blount. Oh, just taking hits, but still he's going to get a nice gain here. He's going to pick up 6 for Will Blackman made the stop.
Well, he's one of those guys, LeGarrette Blount, is 250 pounds. So you better stop him at the line of scrimmage because he gets ahead of steam. He's carrying a pile with him. And right now, they're on point with their blocking, and these Washington defenders are just hanging on as they take a ride on LeGarrette Blount.
They'll throw it here. Blitz. Brady hit as he throws. It's incomplete. So Blitz gets home. We've got a game break. Checking in with Kurt Menefee. Got a flag.
All right, like New England, Carolina playing at home, unbeaten, and with the lead. Cam Newton, 1-yard dive against Green Bay. They're up 10-7 early on in the second quarter. Hey, welcome back to football, Kevin Burkhardt.
Well, thanks, Kurt. It's good to be back. That's for sure. And Carolina doing what they're doing. Meanwhile, the penalty was on Washington, John, and it gives New England a first down.
It's illegal contact on Keenan Robinson. He was covering Rob Gronkowski, and Rob Gronkowski, you see it right there as he does the double move past 5 yards. Good call by the back judge.
Give to Blount. Trap right up the middle. LeGarrette Blount almost broke that one too. He's inside the 25, down to the 23.
You see Rob Gronkowski now in motion. He's going to be the block back guy, and then you get space. David Andrews, the center, with a great job. You get space for LeGarrette Blount going downhill. Forget about it. He is a big man that can move.
Patriots already with 221 yards of offense. There's 10 minutes left in the half as Blount this time doesn't find any running room to the left side. John, you know what's fascinating? All these aspects of New England, we know how great they are. But on this offense, there's not a single first-round draft pick. Not one.
Yeah, that's incredible. And it's incredible that their quarterback wasn't one.
Yeah.
You know, how late he went. But that is incredible. And Rob Gronkowski's a great story there. He's a guy that was injured, came out his junior year. We'll get into that story more because it's a fascinating one. But there's first-round talent, no first-rounders, though.
They seem to find those guys. Blount, a guy that had a little bit of trouble in his past, but he has had the best success here. There is Gronk receiving, running inside the 10. It'll be a 1st and goal. Good luck covering him.
And Josh McDaniels, credit to him because he continues to move him all over. He's constantly in a different position, this time in motion. Remember last time he cracked back on the wham. This time he goes out to the flat. So finding him because they move him all over is tough, but you better find him because he's the focal point of this offense.
Gronk lined up to your left now, top of your screen. And you're going to split him out wide. Late clock at 1. First and goal. They throw it incomplete. Flag flies as well.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 76 was in the backfield. 5-yard penalties. First down.
Sebastian Vollmer, you see him. You see how far back he is. He has to break kind of that buttocks line of the left guard in the center, and Sebastian Vollmer trying to get a advantage, and that's been a point of emphasis this year, calling that on the tackles.
We've seen that a lot in the games we've had that call, and so they call it there. So first and goal, they move it back to the 12. Blunt remains in the game at tailback. Give it to him. Stutter step, and Washington played it well. Trent Murphy to clean it up, but Will Compton was there first.
Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator for this Washington team, is a really good coach. I've been around him in his career in the Tampa days. He's bringing a new philosophy in here that's very much predicated on everyone being in their spot, a one-gap defense, and they're struggling to pick it up. And then also they've been handcuffed because the back end has been so injured.
Second and goal. They have Gronkowski matched up against Blackman, a cornerback. Bottom of your screen, they're going to throw that fade. Overthrown. Good coverage. Although sometimes it doesn't seem to matter when you throw it to Gronk.
No. It's fascinating watching people play him, though. Right there you see Will Blackman, a corner. We saw a safety on him prior. You see linebackers on him. Whatever you try, it's a mismatch because he's 6'6", 265 pounds, and can flat out run.
What do you say about Brady? As you see, he's been outstanding in the red zone, obviously, with that size. He said, Brady makes it fun to keep finding new ways to get open and complete a pass no matter where the defender is. Yeah, we've seen that. Third and goal. They get a little screen. Lewis gets some room, makes people miss, and he's finally brought down. Man, he made that exciting. But Washington does their job, and they will hold to a field goal attempt.
That's a really nice job on the sudden change for this Washington Redskins defense, holding down in the red zone. You see Gostkowski. He replaces a Hall of Famer in Adam Vinatieri, and dare I say he might be better. You look at the numbers. Obviously not the clutch kicks that Vinatieri has had, but this guy's really, really good.
It's a 21-yard field goal for him. Ryan Allen with the hold. Kick is up and good. 27 consecutive field goals for Gostkowski. 17-zip Patriots. Last we saw Washington a couple weeks ago for their bye, they were down 24-0. Kind of about this moment to Tampa Bay. This obviously a more precarious situation, down 17-0 here at New England. They'll get the ball back after a Gostkowski 21-yard field goal. And they will start on their own 20 as we will see this underrated Patriots defense back on the field. Pat 7-0 to start and on looking pretty good so far.
Today's game is sponsored by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football.
Washington football trailing 17-0. They're outgained so far 246-14. Now, they've had chances in this game. That's the thing. Morris gets the carry for a gain of 3. I mean, they've had 4 drops. They've had 2 turnovers that they forced into New England. Who knows? Maybe that's a touchdown return if Brady doesn't make that tackle. So they've had chances, but they're down 17. And now they've got to find something offensively. But John, you said you know looking at this team and looking at the film, you actually like what they have offensively.
Well, Washington's getting better. They really are. I like what Kirk Cousins is doing. I see him You know, he just became the starter, and this is finally his team, and he's starting to show it. He can throw the football very well. He's got some things he needs to work on. The turnovers have always been his bugaboo, but he's playing much better.
And did he make the catch? That's going to be ruled incomplete. Another one right in the hands, but that is not caught by Carrier.
There's
Fifth
Patrick
drop.
Chung, bump and run coverage. That's what the Patriots do these days. He's a guy that struggled, frankly, early in his career playing away from the line of scrimmage. They've changed the defense in many ways to suit his skills. He plays best near the line of scrimmage, so they play a lot of loaded boxes, and he's playing at a high level right now.
Carrier's defense, that wasn't a drop, it was a good play, as John pointed out. 3rd down and 7. Cousins, time over the middle, complete, and that is a 1st down. So Garcon, who's dropped 2 today, makes the catch, and that'll move the chains, much needed for Washington.
You know, you go back to that, was it a drop, was it a good play? But I do know this, those are the type of plays you have to make if you want to beat a champion. And right now, the Redskins are falling short of that. I think defensively, you look at them, and they're short talent right now. They've got another year to get there. Offensively, I like a lot of what's happening for the Redskins.
Cousins has time. They're going to set it up to Jones. One-handed catch from the rookie, and he's going to pick up 11 and a 1st down. This is the guy that Washington thinks is going to be their lead back for years to come.
Well, he's 230 pounds, 6'1". You can see he can catch it. We saw early in the year a very effective runner that can run inside and outside. He's got everything you want. He's also a very good pass blocker, so they're comfortable leaving him in passing situations.
So a couple of 1st downs for Washington here as they move the chains. Here's Jones. Good speed, and Matt Jones has another 1st down. He's got a 10-yard gain before Hightower got a hold of him. So 3 straight 1st downs, something finally for this offense.
They go to a little zone read, and it's something they'll do with Kirk Cousins. He was drafted the same year as Robert Griffin III, and so it was kind of in the offense. They've kept it around. He scored a touchdown last week versus Tampa, 2 weeks ago before the bye.
Jones again. Cuts back, but kind of taken down from behind by Brown after a short gain. You know, you think about Cousins too, John, when you talk about him and what you like about him. Today's his 17th career start, and in your head he's been around a long time, but he really just completed his rookie year in some ways.
Man, talking to Jay Gruden down on the field before the game, part of it is just he's starting to, but to be a quarterback, this has to be your team. You see that with Tom Brady. He wants more assertion. This is my team. Come follow me, and he's starting to get that and develop that.
2nd down, blitz coming. He still has time, and Cousins has another completion. This is Jamison Crowder, the good-looking rookie out of Duke.
Well, Crowder plays beyond his years. He's a rookie, but he plays like a 5th, 6th-year player. He knows where to be, when to be there, and then he catches the ball very, very well.
32 catches coming in. He turned into this team's lead slot receiver. And the first good drive of the day put up by Washington here. 5-11 in those 16 starts for Cousins. From the New England 30, here is Matt Jones. He slides his way down to about the 27. It's a gain of 3.
That's interesting, Kevin. In talking to Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, this was always a team, if you watch the Patriots, split safeties, I mean 2 safeties back away from the line of scrimmage. Now you watch him, Patrick Chung's always up near the line of scrimmage, loaded boxes, and he says it's because a lot of football is being played in the middle of the field right now, so it makes sense to put more people there. That's what they're doing, and they're doing it at a high level.
Run it again. Jones again. And he's getting good yards. He's going to be a yard shy of a 1st down. He's going to pick up 6 and a 3rd down and 1. So with that being said, wouldn't it be easier to throw it to the outside of the field?
It puts a lot on your corners. And you thought when they didn't have Revis anymore, they didn't have Browner, they would go away. But nuh-uh. They're saying, Malcolm Butler, we expect you to cover. I do think that's a weakness. I think they have 2 very good corners in Malcolm Butler and Logan Ryan. Coleman's coming along, but I think that's a weakness where you can attack the Patriots.
3rd down and 1. Jones up ahead. Forceful run. The legs kept churning, and he's got a gain of 2 and a first down. There's a good-looking drive for Washington, and they needed it behind the running of Matt Jones.
Well, it's a run game that's been stymied here of late. Very good early in the year. It hasn't been working, but they have an offensive line coach in Bill Callahan who knows how to run the football. Dallas led the league in rushing last year. He's here. They're doing it a lot better. They're trying to get back to that because they need that for their offense.
Chris Thompson, their third running back, lines up top of your screen as a receiver. On first down, Cousins over the middle, and he's got a completion. Jordan Reed hurdles a defender, and he's down to about the 13-yard line. He picks up 6, and he jumped right over Justin Coleman.
He's another of these tight ends that we see in the league that are really tough covers because he plays like a wide receiver, frankly. You see the athleticism.
So Reed has the Redskins in good position, down 17, but in good position. 2-minute warning, first half. Apps, videos, and more at itunes.com/NFL. Fans having fun in Foxborough. Just a perfect fall day here. 17-0 Patriots, but this has been really the only drive of the day for Washington. Their 11th play, make that the 12th play of this drive. 2 minutes to go in the half. From the 13, it's Matt Jones, who's run well on this drive. And that'll be close to a first down. Should have it. Washington had 14 yards total this first half. And they've got 72 on this drive, so it's turned around here for them. And a first and goal it is.
Kevin, I like the poise by Kirk Cousins, the poise that he's demonstrated. His teammates have let him down early today, and it would have been easy for a younger quarterback to kind of fall to pieces. Instead, he's hung right in there and playing a nice game.
What did he tell us about being down against Tampa? He said the only way to build an identity is to do it. Well said, John and Kurt. Here's Jones. Gets by one tackle and he's in trouble. Ninkovich all over it. That's a huge loss. Branch was the guy that really messed up that play.
Well, you see Branch right there. He's going to penetrate and then watch. There's setting the edge. There's destroying the edge. He just destroyed the edge, did Rob Ninkovich. And a guy that really was waived by the New Orleans Saints, found his way here in the kicking game, now is such an integral part of their defense is Rob Ninkovich.
Second and goal. Somebody's helmet flew off. Cousins rolling, stops, has to throw it, and a little high for Deshaun Jackson. Josh Laribas, the center, I think got his helmet knocked off on that play. And he's down on one knee on the ground. You see he's all bloodied up. No penalty on that.
See the center right there in the middle. Helmet off. It's ugly in there. Now, one thing, watch Dante Hightower. He's a big 250-pound linebacker. That's Chris Thompson, a third down back. And that's something, Kevin, when we talked to him, he said he worked on this offseason. He wanted to become a better man-to-man defender. He wanted to become a better pass rusher. He's done both. This guy, Dante Hightower and Jamie Collins, playing the linebacker position as well as anybody in this league.
Yeah, they've 1-2. Collins again out today. Laribas is in a lot of pain. And I think it was his own man that knocked the helmet off here. There it is. Yeah, it was Brandon Sheriff, the rookie, and now Laribas still down, the center. 26 seconds to go in the half. Washington needing a touchdown here, down 17. Third and goal from the 13. And a new center is in. Spencer Long from left guard to center. Ari Kwanjo comes in at left guard after the injury to Laribas.
Look what Bill Belichick and Matt Patricia do. You have a new center. Let's put everybody in here right in his face.
Blitz. They back off. Cousins coming near side. Roberts catches, but he's well short. He needed a touchdown here. And no field goal unit yet. Washington has one timeout left. Looks like they will use it.
Nice job by the interior of this offensive line at the double A gap look that we're seeing all through the league. You better be strong in the interior, and the Redskins hold up despite the injury to Laribas.
The timeout was called by New England, and it looks like looks like Washington will try for a field goal here. So a good drive by Cousins. And if you look at what Cousins and Brady have done, it's a little misleading. Cousins has had 4 drops. One of them could have been for 50 yards. Brady's been his usual great self. Just his 2nd interception of the year, though, today.
Yeah, and again, Kevin, you just mentioned it. Hard to say it with those numbers, but Kirk Cousins has played well. He really has.
Here's Dustin Hopkins. Picked him up early in the season after they released Kai Forbath. 23-yard field goal. Try to get Washington on the board. Snap a little low. Nice job holding by Tress Way, and it's up and good. So it's 17-3 New England, 13 seconds to go in the first half. There's a new tradition in college basketball you're not going to want to miss, the Gavitt tip-off. That pits the Big East against the Big Ten for 4 days of incredible action beginning November 17th, Nebraska-Villanova, and it's only on FS1.
It's that time of year, huh, KB?
College basketball, John.
It was as if New England early was playing the Dean Smith 4 corners, keep away from the Washington Redskins.
That's what Washington just did. 16-play, 75-yard drive, took 7 minutes and 43 seconds, but held to a field goal. But at least they get on the board with 13 seconds to go in the half. This one will take a knee. Halftime coming up. For a preview, we check in with Kurt Menefee.
All right, we've got the best protected halftime show in history. Servicemen and women from the U.S. Army Reserve will join us with Veterans Day just a few days away. We've also got highlights from the early games, and you know it's always fun whenever Terry Steelers take on Howie's Raiders.
And for the first time in a long time, thanks to all of you, I feel completely safe. Thank you.
Army strong! Back to you.
That's great. Thanks, guys. So New England takes a knee, and they will be content to go into the half with a 17-3 lead. Patriots, their usual dominating self on offense. Remember, Washington gets the ball after the half. All right, a lot going on, including the big Carolina-Green Bay game. Let's go to L.A. to Kurt and the guys. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan here at Foxborough, where the Patriots have been great at home, great all year. Edelman got them on the board first. And then mistakes by Washington as the Patriots capitalizing. They got the run game going with Blunt. And they jumped out to a 17-0 lead. And that was today's excitement. Brought to you by Nissan. And so it's 17-3 as we get set for this third quarter with Tom Brady gearing up for this second half. Hi, good to see you guys. John Lynch, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. So, you know, Washington did a lot of good things offensively, but they've only got 3 points to show for it.
Yeah, missed opportunities. We talked about it the whole first half. Against this team, you can't miss on that onside kick. When they do the surprise, their guy was there. He dropped it. They dropped numerous passes. You can't do it. So you've put yourself in a hole. The Redskins do have the history just 2 weeks ago of coming back against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a different deal than the New England Patriots. But they'll come out with a fighting spirit, believing that they can.
And they do get the ball. They won the toss to start and deferred, so their chance to get back in it is right here against these 7-0 Patriots. Gostkowski, a little shorter kick. Roberts fumbles, picks it up, and now the Redskins backed up in their own territory. Let's go down to the sideline, say hello to Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Kevin. Well, I asked the head coach of the Washington Redskins, of course that's Jay Gruden, if he feels like that comeback in recent memory from Tampa, if that might be helpful for them today. He said it might, but he said the main thing for them is to just relax. He felt they came out with some nerves and they just need to settle down. Bill Belichick told me that we can't worry about what they've done in recent memory. We've got to do our thing, clean up some mistakes. Tackle Sebastian Vollmer, he is out with a head injury. Back to you.
Oh, wow. So another lineman out. Thanks, Pam. Josh Laribas is back at center for Washington. Cousins to throw, and he's got Jones. He drops it. My goodness, the 5th drop of the game for Washington, and all of them have been right in their hands.
Kirk Cousins must be saying, what do I have to do? This one's soft, right on the money, and that's just concentration by the rookie, Matt Jones.
Mentioned Laribas. Remember, he got his helmet knocked off and was bloodied on his face, so he's back as we start the second half. Spencer Long goes back to left guard, number 61. 2nd and 10. Here's Jones, and he runs into Alan Branch. Not much. 3rd long coming up.
The Patriots always have such versatility on the outside with Ninkovich and Chandler Jones, and on the inside with Jamie Collins, who's not out there today, and Dante Hightower, but they always like that beef in the middle. I think Vince Wilfork, and Branch is the guy, along with Malcolm Brown, who provides that on this year's team.
Late substitution, trying to get 11 on the field, and they get it. 3rd and long. Time for Cousins. Unloads deep. He's got a man. Garcon has it at midfield. Cousins delivers another strike, and this time it's a big gain of 36.
Kevin, we were talking at the half. The one thing they've done very well, they've protected Kirk Cousins. Look at Chandler Jones down at the bottom. Moses is going to get him. He's going to get some help from Sheriff. A lot of time for Cousins. And I told you coming in, this kid can throw the football, Kirk Cousins. He's a natural thrower of the football. Now they're starting to catch it. Pierre Garcon with a nice deep catch.
To your point, John, they had only allowed 8 sacks coming in, second best in the NFL. Patriots have 1 sack today. Fake the stretch play. Time again. And they'll throw it to Jones out of the backfield. And he's going to get to the 45. Going to pick up 5 yards. Chung was there on the tackle. And trying to get Jones involved, he was integral in that last drive before the half. Interesting watching him. You know, it's kind of the transition almost from Alfred Morris, who's been a really good player. But you can see Jones surging forward now in this Jay Gruden depth chart.
Well, when you look at the guy, and he's bigger, check. He's faster, check. You know, and Alfred Morris is a very good football player. He does things extremely well, but it's hard not to have Matt Jones on the field.
Even though he dropped that ball earlier. 2nd and 5. Gets it again to the outside. Good tackle as Malcolm Butler brought him down before first, so 3rd and 2.
That's one thing I really like about Malcolm Butler. He was the Super Bowl sensation, made the outstanding pick. Now he's a starting corner, but he is not afraid to compete one-on-one in pass coverage, and also not afraid to tackle against the big guys. He gets them down.
Washington 4 of 7 on 3rd down today. 3rd and 2. They give it to Jones. He fumbled, and New England recovered. I think it was Ninkovich. Patriots football.
Ninkovich falls on it. It's Alan Branch who penetrated, caused a fumble. The Redskins continue to be loose with the ball in New England. Bad formula for success.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Burger King, introducing new Buffalo chicken fries, a better way to Buffalo. By AARP, real possibilities. And by Kay Jewelers, every kiss begins with K.
Well, it's Alan Branch right here in the middle. Nothing kills a run game like penetration. He gets in there, not only disrupts, but also gets the ball out. Ninkovich right there to pick it up.
And so Patriots have the football up 14, and somehow LeGarrette Blount slips through everybody. I don't know how you let a guy that big get through like that, but he did, and it's a 1st down and a gain of 11.
Just a big, massive hole. This offensive line doing yeoman's work. Speaking of offensive line, Kevin, Pam indicated Sebastian Vollmer out. Now Fleming comes to the left tackle position. Right tackle is now being manned by a tight end. Michael Williams is now playing right tackle. Number 85 is playing right tackle because they're out of offensive linemen.
They've been so banged up all year. I mean, it's been the story all year. Even when they've been healthy, they've rotated anyway, but they only had 6 healthy guys. And that was with activating Brian Stork today, who'd been out all year on the IR, designated to return with a concussion and neck problems. And so, yeah, their 3rd tight end is a 300-pounder, Michael Williams. Might as well play him at right. Look at Stork's out there now at right tackle. He was their center last year.
Move it all over.
It's unbelievable. 2nd and 8. Good block by Stork. Brady in trouble. Steps up away. Look at that. Ehrman wide open. Makes a man miss inside the 20. That is pretty from this whole Patriots offense.
Well, You look at that offensive line, don't know quite who's there. Stork at right tackle, but look at the protection. Tom Brady, one's not there, two's not there. I'll slide to the left, and I'll deliver it to number 3. That's beautifully done, going through the protection, and great job by the offensive line of giving him that time.
Gain of 24. And a first down to the 18 with Blunt, the tailback. Here's LeGarrette Blunt, stretching right, down to the 15. He's going to pick up 3. Chris Baker and Will Blackman on the play.
Kevin, that was a 3 tight end set, but he's actually 85's playing right tackle, so not a 3 tight end set. There's Michael Williams, there's Gronk, and there's Scott Chandler. So 3 tight ends, Williams playing tackle. And now they take Williams out and Stork back at right tackle. They're just changing every play.
I'm wondering if just to mess with everybody, Bill Belichick will put Jimmy Garoppolo out at right tackle, backup quarterback. I mean, why not? It all seems to work. On second down, quick hitter. Amendola left side gets a block inside the 10. First and goal, New England.
Now these screens, you're seeing them around. Everyone's running them. But I think a couple of things. Tom Brady, how quickly he gets the ball and how accurately. Look at this. Danny Amendola coming in motion. Watch how quickly the ball's there. That gives him time now to get behind his offensive lineman, find quick yardage. So critical. The little things that make this offense so effective.
They go 2 tight ends to the right side. Blunt, the tailback. They're going to throw a fade. LaFell can't make the play. Chris Culliver on the coverage.
See Brady up at the line of scrimmage. They're running it effectively, so they're loading the box. He sees that little signal to the hip. Just outside of the outstretched arms of Brandon LaFell.
Quick snap. Blunt breaks a tackle. Not the next 2. He got through the arms of Paya. But then Compton was there. A couple of others to haul him down. 3rd and goal.
Well, Kevin, how'd you like to be Brian Stork? He just comes back in his 2nd year off the designated return IR. And he thinks he's playing center, playing a little guard. Hey, we need you at right tackle. But that's kind of how they condition these guys here in New England. Starters play special teams. You play wherever they ask you, and you do it with a smile on your face.
Stork was a good center last year.
Really good center.
3rd and goal here for New England. They'll run it. Blunt hit immediately and taken down. Stephen Paya was there first. And looks like a field goal try coming up.
Paya, the free agent who came from the Chicago Bears, going to burst through the line of scrimmage. And again, penetration in that run game.
Oh, wow, he fumbled on that play, John. Didn't even see that.
Nor did I. Ball out.
And Blunt got it back.
Yeah.
So they will try a field goal. 21-yard attempt for Gostkowski. Already a Patriot record, 27 consecutive. Money from Gostkowski. It ups the ante to a 20-3 lead. Redskins hold in the red zone. More points for New England here in the 3rd. In honor of Veterans Day, for every point scored during the NFL's 32 Salute to Service games, the league will donate $1,000 to its nonprofit partners, the Pat Tillman Foundation, USO, and Wounded Warrior Project. To join the salute and learn more, visit NFL.com/salute. I know for those of our crew behind the scenes, I say it for them. Thank you, all of our servicemen and women, for all that you do for us as Veterans Day approaches. As Robert's going to take this out. He's 7 yards deep, and he's out across the 20, up on his head. Sean Melvin on the tackle. So Washington down 17. Their football. They are saluting the Patriots in New England.
Today's game is sponsored by Fallout 4, the next generation of open world gaming, available on November 10th.
Well, one thing about this Washington team, they had some big plays last year, and this year they've been the worst in the league, 25 yards plus. They have one today, the 36-yarder to Garcon. Deshaun Jackson's first game since week 1, he's only got 1 catch for 2 yards. So Big plays not there. And they've certainly had, John, missed opportunities across the board. That hasn't helped.
Absolutely. I mean, they had missed opportunities at big plays, and it started from the first play of the game. Kirk Cousins fires a strike to Garcon out of his hands. Carrier can't catch it. There's a big play right there. Matt Jones, opportunities. And then finally the fumble on the last drive where they were moving the football. So missed opportunities all day long for the Redskins offense.
So Jones, who fumbled, isn't in here. On a second down, Cousins, a little sidearm fling, and it's dropped again. That time it's Crowder, who's been pretty sure-handed this year. The 6th drop of the game.
You know, Kevin, watching football for a long time, there's certain guys that are just always around the football. The football seems to find them. And you think he's a little nervous about Rob Ninkovich, but Ninkovich is a guy who always finds himself around the ball. And you can't teach it, you can't coach it. That's instinct. Rob Ninkovich has it.
3rd down and 9. And looks like some movement from Morgan Moses.
False start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the right tackle. One thing about this New England defense, and Washington put together a nice drive for the half. They had one going for the Jones fumble. It is impressive. 29% of the drives against them coming in with 3 and outs, 3rd best in the league.
And we showed Malcolm Butler right there. You talk about the lack of big plays for Deshaun. This is a team, the Patriots, who sometimes will blatantly take away. The way they're taking away Deshaun Jackson's Malcolm Butler, one-on-one all day long.
High snap. Cousins still has time. It's Jordan Reed who makes the catch, but he almost loses the ball. Still, though, going to be well shy of a 1st down. And so a Washington punt is coming up, and there's another 3 and outs. 10 yards to Reed, who also has been really quiet today after a big game against Tampa 2 weeks ago.
Kevin, what's so impressive, this New England defense, let's remember they're doing this without perhaps their best player, Jamie Collins, who's out with an illness late in the week, and he's not there, and they're still playing at such a high level. Amendola
back to receive this one. Sprinting near side, and the punt goes out of bounds. New England football. They're up 20-3 here in the 3rd from Foxborough. I want to talk about the pass of 2 different franchises since 2001. The records, it's not even close, and obviously there's so many things that happen. How about starting quarterbacks? For New England, they have had 3. Washington 15. New England head coaches 1. Washington 6. And then the playoffs, well, 4 Super Bowl wins, 6 Super Bowls, 21 playoff wins, 1 for Washington. Jonathan Kraft on the right, the team president. Robert Kraft, of course, the owner on the left, and there's Bill Belichick. That combination, along with Tom Brady, has been the formula for great success. And here is Brady back to throw and zinging it to Rob Gronkowski for a 1st down. He's up to the 43. Hang on, there's a penalty back of the line. This is going to be on New England.
1st down.
Quick call by Terry McCauley. Didn't even hear it.
No, it was so quick that I have no idea what it was. It looked like a holding, perhaps. But it's going to negate the big gain to Gronkowski. But going back to that graphic, we had the opportunity to sit with Robert Kraft the other day.
Yeah.
And one of the things he said, I believe in continuity. You find good people and then stability. Nothing like stability, and they are the essence of it. It starts at the top. And say what you want about the Patriots, a lot of different feelings, but they are successful.
They sure are. That was a hold on Brian Stork, by the way. That's why I moved New England back. So they'll come near side, and it's incomplete.
And Kevin, it's not our job to sit here and talk Deflategate, that whole deal. But I do know one thing: if you're Tom Brady and you don't like what happened to you, how's the best way you respond? By go playing better than you ever have. That's exactly what he's doing this year. And he's putting on a clinic for this league as to how you play the quarterback position.
Yeah, Robert Kraft, we spent a lot of time with him yesterday. I mean, this is a guy, this team was on the verge of moving. And he bought up the property around it, finally bought the team. It's spent a lot more money than he thought, and obviously that's worked out pretty well. Here's Dion Lewis turning on the speed, and the ball comes loose. He's across the 30. Let's see. They say he was down.
And he's also hurt, is Dion Lewis. A great hustle play by Baker, but Dion Lewis, he did not get up. You see the screen pass, you get him in space.
Oh boy.
This is a key cog to what they do, Dion Lewis, because of plays like this in space. But you watch at the finish of this play, Chris Baker going to fall on that ankle, and Dion Lewis just kind of came limp at the end, and that's not good for the New England Patriots, as he's just essential to what they do.
He's been just an incredible story. I mean, this is a guy, John, he had 192 career yards from scrimmage before this year. His third year in the league with Philly and with Cleveland, and didn't work out with Philly. They had a lot of stars on that team, and then Cleveland, same deal, was out of football for a year, and the Patriots picked him up. You know, he's going to make the team in terms of being a factor, and then he was so good after a month they signed him to a 2-year deal. Now concerned for Lewis. So Dion Lewis, good news, is down for a while, but then he looked okay walking off, which you would think is a good sign. Watch this. This is Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator.
It's all about team here.
Yeah.
It really is. It's the true essence. I had an opportunity to be here for just 3 weeks at the end of my 16th year, and that's what it's all about, is team. They've challenged the Redskins have, whether it's a fumble, the ball does go loose. It's a matter if that left knee is down on Dion Lewis.
Well, why don't we go to the expert? Mike Pereira is back in L.A. Mike, what's your call? What do you think about this?
Well, I first start with what did they rule on the field, and they ruled that he was down, and I think the knee does get to the ground before the ball starts coming loose. And one thing I have seen, I have to tell you, in the last couple of weeks, you know, the reversal percentage has been up.
After review,
but
the
in the
ruling on
last
the field
week, it seems-
stands. Washington's charged with their first team timeout.
It does seem to me that they're doing a much more focused job on staying with what was called on the field, unless it's totally obvious that the call was incorrect.
All right, Mike, good call there. So Terry McCauley and those back in New York agreed with Mike Pereira. And meanwhile, so Lewis is out. Brandon Bolden is in. And Brandon Bolden goes to the slot as a wide receiver on a 3rd and 6 for the Patriots. Brady, near side, high for Amendola, and it's incomplete. And so after the delay with the Lewis injury, Washington holds and they get the ball back. 5:16 in this third quarter. They've had a million opportunities to get back in this game, and they're still in this game.
Yeah, the defense has steadied themselves early on. They couldn't stop the Patriots. Now they're stopping them. It's just the offense with the missed opportunities.
The first 3 and out. This is Jamison Crowder. Good punt. Coming to the sideline is Crowder out across the 30, and that's where they will take over. All right, John, big news tonight on Fox. The return of Sunday Funday with an all-new night of smash hits and electrifying comedy. Sunday Funday returns tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central, and it's right here on Fox.
You know that Bart Simpson classic, oh, that's what Jay Gruden's been doing all day as they drop pass after pass.
Promo department's going to love you getting that one in. That's well done. Good job.
Yeah, Homer been around for a long time on Fox.
So a 1st and 10 for Kirk Cousins and company. Trailing 20-3. 4-man rush. And he's going to have a connection to Crowder, and not much. Gain of 3 before he's taken down.
Jonathan Freeney is in for Jamie Collins, and you know, on my board, and this is not being disrespectful to Freeney, but he's a poor man's Jamie Collins. Same kind of body, long, tall, fast. He's not as good as Jamie Collins, but he's a pretty darn good backup when you lose a player of the caliber of Jamie Collins.
Alfred Morris in the game at back, helps pick up a blitz, and then miscommunications. Cousins threw the out, and Reed ran the up. And so another 3rd down. This is 3rd and 7. Matt Jones back in the game. Hasn't been in there as much since that fumble a couple drives ago. Blitz picked up. Cousins has time over the middle, short, incomplete. Looking for Garcon, and he underthrew it.
Tremendous protection again by the Redskins. That's a really nice job of coverage. The rush didn't get there, but tremendous coverage by Coleman, by Logan Ryan. All of those guys underneath. They got two safeties deep. This is called two-man, two safeties deep. You're playing underneath, and they do it to perfection.
So the Patriots go 3 and out for the first time all game, and they get the ball back in a minute. As this punt way goes down, no flag. Amendola is going to let it bounce, and it will do so all the way down. Keeps on going to about the spotted at the 12. 52-yard punt, no return. Tom Brady, what a year he is having. Patriots are 7-0. This is 2007 when the Pats went undefeated, but the first 7 games, see what they were doing. He had 27 and 2 touchdowns and interceptions, but here, coming into today, 20 touchdowns, 1 interception, passer rating of 115.8. Look at the comparison now. Actually, more passing yards per game this year. He had a better passer rating back then because he had more touchdowns back then. That's the bottom line. But Brady today, 18 of 28, 214 yards, 1 touchdown, and only his second pick of the year. And they're going to run this football. LeGarrette Blount trucking through the line, and he's up near a first down. And Blount has had himself a big game that's going to put him right around 88 yards for the game on the ground.
So they have a mini bye week playing on Thursday last week. They understand that they're throwing the ball as much as anybody in the league. And you know what? We better not forget about the run because it's going to serve invaluable later in the year. In the playoffs, they've come out, they've established it much more balanced, and they're doing it well with a makeshift offensive line.
And now without Lewis, it's LeGarrette Blount show. Out to the outside, breaks tackle, still going. LeGarrette Blount! Somebody bring him down. He's out to the 45. Deshaun Goldson finally tripped him up. With a gain of 21 and a tough 21 for Blount.
That's what LeGarrette Blount brings. You see a great block by Danny Amendola, the crack block, and then missed tackles. You got to be able to tackle in this league. It's something that Washington has struggled mightily with. Watch Amendola. That's the force player. He puts him on the corner. Now it's the corner's job. Nice job to have to tackle a 250-pound running back coming at you. Will Blackman doesn't do it, and he's out the gate.
They mark Blount down at the 43 officially. As you see an injured Washington player, it's their linebacker Keenan Robinson down on one knee on the far side of the field. There's Blount. 19 for 109. They tend to Robinson. We've got a game break. Let's check in with Mike Hill.
All right, guys, Vikings in the Rams. Teddy Bridgewater back the pass, looking for somebody, can't find him. So he says, I'll just go ahead and do it myself. Goes in for the 6-yard score and then go for 2. And he liked it so much the first time, he said, I'll do it again. Finds the pylon. It's a 3-point game. Vikings on top. Kevin, John, back to you.
Two similar football teams, right, John? I mean, both behind their running back and both physical defenses.
Very physical.
That's a heck of a game there. So a first down for New England. As Robinson comes off the field, Compton on at linebacker. Run it again. Blount. It's working. Stick with it. Although that time he's not going to get anything. Let's go down the sidelines with Pam.
Well, Kevin, you know the Patriots take that next man up philosophy to a whole new level. Now it's running back Dion Lewis. He suffered a knee injury on that scary-looking play earlier. Lewis is out for the rest of the game.
Okay, Pam, thanks. James White, kind of a Lewis clone, if you will. He was inactive, so it's just Bolden and Blount, the two running backs that are active for New England. Second down, Amendola, quick hitter, tackled immediately by Jarrett.
And Kevin, it's a long-held New England Patriot philosophy. They always carry 4 running backs. And Bill Belichick's thought is you're going to use them all at some point during the year. They have different styles, Dion Lewis, LeGarrette Blount, but then they carry 4. They kind of carry a clone of each. And James White is that guy. He's not active, but you hope that Dion Lewis is okay, but if not, next guy up, and that would be James White.
And that's Brandon Bolden in the game in the backfield now, number 38. On a 3rd and 10. 3-man rush all day. Brady hits Gronk over the middle, fighting his way. First down. Washington territory. He's down to the 45. It's a gain of 12.
Yeah, we talk about Tom Brady getting rid of the ball quickly. One thing he talked about with us the other day, against 3-man rush, here's an opportunity to extend the play. You only have 3 guys rushing. That means 8 in coverage, so sometimes you have to wait for things to come open. That's exactly what Brady does. Stepping up, he allows Gronkowski to uncover, find the soft spot. Tom Brady always finding the next level of quarterbacking.
Up the gut, not much. You talked about that story about Gronkowski, how the Patriots found him. They drafted him in the 2nd round. This guy came out his junior year after a back injury, didn't play a whole year in college, and Bill Belichick had a meeting with him. And how did he say it went?
He said to us, imagine Rob brought Gronkowski on a regular traditional job interview. It wasn't too good. Rob was asking where the clubs were at and all this. And, but what they did, they trusted his head coach at Arizona, Mike Stoops. And Mike Stoops said, this is the toughest player we have in practice. Then you start watching the tape. He was primarily a blocker. But he said, go back to the year earlier. There was a game where he caught the ball. They did.
This one may run out the quarter.
No, but it's just going back to his sophomore year. He had a game where they used him as a receiver. He caught it really well. They brought him in really not knowing, loving the body type and all this. They thought he was a traditional wide, just kind of a blocker. They had Aaron Hernandez. Second preseason game, he tells Bill O'Brien, the offensive coordinator, let's send him out on some passes. He goes crazy, looks like the Gronk, and here we go, the best tight end in football, unequivocally in my mind.
So moral of the story, sometimes a bad job interview can get you a job. And Pro Bowls and Super Bowls. It all working for New England. 20-3 leading Washington after 3 from Foxborough. Patriots got off to a great start and then have just maintained since. 20-3 they lead Washington as we start the 4th quarter. New England has the football. 3rd and 8 from the Washington 43. Brady, Gronk, first down to the 30. 13 yards to Gronkowski. And keeps the chains moving for New England.
Well, to all employers, don't just go on that first job interview. Look at the body of work. And Rob Gronkowski, he's got an impressive body of work. One thing he talked about the other day when we spoke with Rob, he loves the challenge. They put him everywhere. He loves that. That's what keeps it fresh for him. Bill Belichick loves about him that he'll come to the sidelines talking about his blocking more than his catching.
This is the career-high 27th carry for LeGarrette Blount, over 100 on the day, and he's down to the 26. Yeah, Gronkowski is talking about his high school basketball career when we were meeting with him. Here's the replay.
Well, here he is blocking. It's just like having another offensive tackle in there. He's such a big man. He takes a lot of pride in his blocking and does it very well.
He said, yeah, I averaged 23 and 15. I was the layup and dunk guy for his high school basketball team. I could see it. Here's Blount, right side. A big tight end, left and right, and he's going to be shy of a first down. That'll bring up a 3rd and short. Game break time. Let's check back in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Packers were down 27-7 at Carolina at halftime. They get a little bit closer to start the second half. Randall Cobb, 53-yarder from Aaron Rodgers, but Carolina's come back with a field goal, and they lead it 30-14 in the 3rd. Kevin, John, and Pam.
Wow, Kurt. So Carolina's trying to go to 8-0. The Patriots trying to go to 8-0. Denver trying to go at 8-0 later against Indianapolis. Bengals are already 8-0. Blount. And he's got himself a first down to the 20.
You have to applaud this offensive line. There's been injured all year long, and even before they were injured, there's the offensive line coach, Dave. Help me out with that name.
Gugliano.
Thank
there you go.
But even before they were injured, they were rotating guys, And Bill Belichick said this the other day, who says you have to play 5? We were going to do whatever we wanted. They want to get everybody experience, and now they are because they have to.
Gronkowski lined up as a fullback now. And they'll run a reverse to Edelman. Gets around Kerrigan. Flags fly. Edelman tripped up just before the 15.
Holding offense number 87. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Here's Rob Gronkowski now playing fullback. Yet another spot. Ryan Kerrigan. I don't know about that. A little jersey came out there, but I'm with you, Gronk.
Well, that hold moves him back. It'll be a 1st and 20 back at the 30. 12:23 to go in the game. Patriots up 20-3 here. Brady slings it out to Bolden, who's behind him, and he can't make the play. This Patriot offense started like a house on fire. They got the opening kick. They went 13 plays, 84 yards. Edelman with a touchdown catch. And then they do the onside kick, and they're flying. It's 14-0. Washington defense done a pretty decent job since.
They really have. It was surgical early, and this Washington defense, Joe Barry is a good football coach. He will get these guys right. They need some more personnel. Scott McCloughan, the new general manager, he'll find it. There's some talent short, but when they get that talent, they're going to be all right.
Here's Brandon Bolden, his first touch since week 2 of the season, and he's down to the 18. So a nice run from Bolden's going to pick up 12. And a 3rd down coming up for the Pats.
This offensive line has been phenomenal. You got Brian Stork just coming back from injury. Was a center last year, playing some guard. Now he's at right tackle. They're playing tight ends at right tackle, but they're running the ball effectively. They're dominating the line of scrimmage.
3rd down 8. It's Amendola in motion. And Brady's going to call a timeout. So a timeout for Brady as the Patriots trying to make this 20-3 game now, trying to add to that. Welcome inside the booth. John Lynch, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. If the Patriots don't do it one way, they do it another, right? They've run the ball more today, and the defense has been underrated all year.
It's a really good football team, right? People talk about 2017, 2015 team. Who cares? They're both really good, but I think this team has an edge because of that defense. They're a little bit better, and they're younger on the defensive side of the ball, and we keep going back to it. But Tom Brady playing as well as he ever has played. The one thing they don't have on this team is a Randy Moss, a guy that stretches it deep down the field, but that explosion comes in the way of Rob Gronkowski.
The one thing, though, is without all those playmakers, the playmakers, Randy Moss, nobody like him, right? But I think the misconception as well, these Patriots don't have a lot of weapons. They've got the best tight end in the league. They've got the best slot receiver in the league. They've got 2, there are weapons here, and they've got the best quarterback.
Yeah, they got the point guard who makes them all better.
3rd down and 8. Brady going for Bolden. Touchdown.
We talked to Bill Belichick about Tom and the way he's playing. The first thing he said, Kevin, was he sees it so very well. He always has. And what he's talking about, he always finds the matchup. Well, there's the linebacker on Bolden. Bolden hasn't played, but Tom knows what he can do. He sees the mismatch, he identifies it, and then he throws a strike with tremendous accuracy. That's Tom Brady in a nutshell right there.
Who are the Patriots? Here's Bolden. Hasn't had a touch of the football since week 2, and that's his first receiving touchdown for the 4th-year pro. 18 yards it goes down. Gostkowski, perfect. And it's 27-3 for these Patriots. Tom Brady continuing to roll. Pats looking to go 8-0.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Hyundai, an official sponsor of the NFL. By McDonald's, teaming up with the NFL like never before. And by Sprint.
That is one excited Patriot fan. He's got the beads on. He's looking at his team about to go 8-0. Gostkowski smokes it out of the end zone, and now Washington takes over on their own 20. Little smile. Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, and Tom Brady. Why not? 27-3 Patriots. 11:28 to go in the game. Back at Foxborough with Pam Oliver and John Lynch. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Our entire great crew, directed by Artie Kempner, produced by Pete Macheska. Washington football from their own 20, down 24. Cousins stands in, fires. There's Deshaun Jackson, just his second catch in his first game back since the opening quarter of week 1. Has been out since with a hamstring, and that's certainly not what we want to see. Jackson getting up limping there. You know, if you just turned on, you're thinking, man, this is kind of how you thought the game would go. But Washington has had so many opportunities in this game to get back in it. Drops and turnovers and mental mistakes, and that's one that in and out of the hands of Reed. But if you look at this Washington team, John, barring a miracle comeback as Jackson gets off the field, they're still right in the mix of this NFC East. And as a division, that division has been down all year.
It really has been, and what they need to do, they just came off a bye week. They're getting closer to being healthy. They need everyone back. You need D'Angelo Hall. You need Breland in that back end that will make them a little bit better on defense. I like what's going on offensively. They only have 3 points. They got a quarterback who's starting to play well.
Chris Thompson out of the pistol has the first down. Well, I think, and we have a late flag far side of the field at the 29. So we'll decipher that. I think at the very least, we talked earlier about Cousins and this being his team for the first time. He's always been
holding, offense number 76. 10-yard penalty, third down.
It's just been that kind of day that's on Morgan Moses, the right tackle. I think at the very least, tell me if you agree, but in Jay Gruden in his second year, you could certainly see progress from the moment that he took over this team, right?
There's no doubt about it. This was a team after RG3 had the success. It was in a bad place. Mike Shanahan had left. There wasn't a whole lot of players. Now you're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. You're starting to see some things, and so if they can stay with it, then they can start to have some success again.
RG3 inactive today. He's only been dressed for one game, and that's because they had so many injuries. They had to dress him. He has been a non-factor. Cousins back to throw. Has a man open, it's Crowder sprinting towards the pylon, or the marker I should say, and he's got a first down. One of those bright spots. Jamison Crowder has turned into an excellent player in his rookie season out of Duke.
Yeah, and for fans across the league who haven't seen Jamison Crowder, he even had more of an opportunity with Deshaun Jackson out to assert himself and become a part of the offense. Kirk Cousins, I really liked his description. He said he's wired to separate, and so much of this league is about being able to get yourself open. Crowder does it very well.
Time for Cousins, and that's incomplete. Game break. Some interesting games going on. What do you got for us, Kurt Menefee?
Hey, how about a little bit more Drew Brees? 7 touchdown passes this week. This is his third today. Michael Ho'omanawa knew he gets it. They lead 28-20 over Tennessee. And, oh, by the way, Brees also ran one in. Kevin?
I want to know how many times Kurt said Ho'omanawa knew before he did that. That was impressive, Kurt. You know, the Saints, John, early in the year, they looked dead. They've come back to life. They could go 5-4 if they win this game. Second down here and 10. 10:04 to go in the game. Cousins. And Thompson dropped it. It's a 7th drop. Now that throw wasn't perfect, but I mean, this is the NFL.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen at this level. And it started early, the very first play of the game. And we got a different game. I'm not saying Washington's ahead, but it's very much a different game if they just catch the ball.
Third down and 10. Pressure. Cousins stands in, and he's got a completion, but that is for That's not going to be close to a first. He's going to gain 2. Crowder the catch. Punt time for Washington.
You know, we keep talking about next level quarterbacking with Tom Brady. One of the things that Jay Gruden and Kirk Cousins actually brought it up to us is, you know, he's always been a pleaser. He wants to do what the coaches say, go through the progression. There comes a point in this league where you have to make ad-lib plays, and Jay Gruden said that is the next step. That's something he hasn't evolved to yet, where he's making things happen when they aren't there, and that's the next step for Kirk Cousins.
Way's kick, and Amendola to the sidelines. Flag flies, and we'll see what the penalty is. So 27-3 Patriots with 9:15 to go, and Tom Brady, he always plays late into these games, even if they're up big. It's just kind of been what he and Bill Belichick has done.
Holding, receiving team number 23. 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
There's the penalty. Patriots football up big in Foxborough.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online. Sign up now.
Patriots in control. Give it on the ground. And that has been a big factor here today. The notorious Conor McGregor has taken over the season of The Ultimate Fighter.
They call me an instigator. What the? A troublemaker. A wild card and a rebel. So don't miss an all-new Ultimate Fire Wednesdays only on FS1.
Patriots on the ground today, 159 yards rushing. 1 week they gash you with the pass. Next week it's on the ground. And here's Blunt, who's had a majority of those yards fighting forward. Find ways to get it done.
Kevin, you know, I don't disagree with Bill Belichick, because who am I to? He's been so successful on much. But you talked about Brady being in here. It's senseless to me. Yeah, you got the best player in the league, and you got a backup who could use some reps. And I always, because they do it often, they blow people out often. Like, what's he doing in there? And I can't answer it.
Patriots have scored in 31 straight quarters. Only the first quarter of the season they did not. Third down, Brady to throw it, and he's got a completion. There's Bolden, who makes the catch. He's got a first, out to the 31. So Dion Lewis gets hurt. Pam told you he won't be back. Hopefully he's okay. Did walk off under his own power earlier, and now Bolden's got a touchdown catch. He's got the first down, and everybody contributing on a day when they lost their left tackle, Vollmer. Now I think Deshaun Goldson is the man that's getting some attention. You know, Tom Brady, you think about it. We talked earlier, there's not a first-round draft pick on this offense. And we all know by now that Brady was a 6th-round draft pick. Who was in the 2000 quarterback draft class? Let's take a look. Chad Pennington, really good player. Shoulder injuries ended his career. Giovanni Carmazzi out of Miami, didn't work out. Chris Redman, obviously, not for him. T. Martin, national championship at Tennessee, not in the NFL. Mark Bolger, good player for the Rams. Spurgeon Wynn, no. Tom Brady, that 6th-round pick worked out just fine. 167 wins, other 6 quarterbacks combined, 89.
And championships. And
amazing.
Look, some great people passed on. Bill Walsh was the guy that picked Giovanni Carmazzi, the late, great Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
So people that knew what they were doing. But this man has used that as a giant chip on his shoulder. It has motivated him. It has fueled him. And he has just been tremendous. Will go down in the conversation as the best ever to play the position.
Brady to throw it. Hit as he throws, incomplete. You talked about it in the open. Brady may be the best he's ever been. Let's go down to Pam for more on that.
Well, Kevin, it's extremely rare that Tom Brady looks across the line of scrimmage and gets stumped. We talked to Brady about why that's almost always the case, his experience and study mainly. But even after 16 years, Brady told us he anticipates, just won't guess. He believes, rather, that guessing is what gets you in trouble against an opponent. He said that mentality, even when he goes up against his teammates on defense, works. Defensive coordinator Matt Patricia can attest to that chess match. Back here.
Damn, thanks. Yeah, he has seen it all by now, and it certainly looks that way. Another big play. It is LaFell. And Brandon LaFell out to the 48-yard line, a 17-yard gain.
just expanding upon what Pam was talking about, she asked the question, and Tom said, look, I think I've seen it all, but there are times where I'm shocked. You see the nice blocking by these guys downfield. There are times where I see something I'm not expecting. I don't like it. He likes to have things predetermined. He works so hard so that he anticipates everything, and it shows up on the field.
Here's Blunt. You know, and on that, you know, people are saying, come on, guy's 38. Anyone who is in that age range, I'm not what I used to be when you're younger. That's how everyone feels. But Brady's just changed everything. His diet, his exercise routine. He doesn't really do the weights. He has this pliability routine. He says, I used to be in practice, throw 80 balls, and my forearm would hurt. He said, I changed everything now. It's all about muscle pliability and softness of the tissue, and that's his training regimen, what it's been for the last 4 or 5 years, and he says, I never have the soreness anymore.
Yeah, because he says it's important for me not only to play, I want to practice because I don't want to miss those reps, and so he's able to do all of that and throw the ball still like that at 38 years old.
Sharp as a razor. It's LaFell again, down inside the 35. Patriots on the move, already up 27-3 with 6 and change to go. It's Breland on the tackle.
And one of the things he implemented in the recent history is working with a guy by the name of Tom House. A lot of NFL quarterbacks, Drew Brees, but that's just tightening the mechanics, the release time. I've never seen him, and this is something that usually goes, the ability to get rid of the ball quickly, the Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers-like release. He's throwing it and balls out of his hand when he decides quicker than it ever has in his career.
Brandon LaFell over 100 yards with that catch, 5 for 102, draw. Might as well give it to Blunt. He's tackled quickly by Jerron Johnson. Garrett Blunt having himself a day. He got 129 yards on 29 carries today and a touchdown. As time is ticking down around the 5-minute mark, Patriots about to go 8-0, and so now Panthers up on the Packers 30-14 with most of the fourth quarter left in Carolina. Bengals already 8-0. Denver and Indy tonight in that storyline with Peyton Manning trying to become the all-time most passing yards. Ironic that it's at Indianapolis. I mean, couldn't write a better script for that. Second down. Brady still in over the middle, incomplete.
You know what's even more ironic, Kevin? I saw a note here at one of the breaks that the Colts and Jim Irsay opened up the roof for Peyton. Peyton, who loves everything closed up. He wants conditions perfect. Well, they just said, you know what, we're going to open the roof for your trip back to Indy. Let you see the sun a little bit.
Meanwhile, these Patriots, and I know a lot of people looking at 2007 when they were 16-0 in the regular season, coming up next. They're at the Giants. It's kind of been their kryptonite, obviously. Buffalo, and then at Denver. That game could be for home field advantage. Here's Bolden making the catch on a third down, and he goes nowhere. And so we'll see if Belichick keeps the offense out or tries a long field goal with Gostkowski. See what he wants to do here with 4.5 to go. But that game, Thanksgiving weekend, that'll be something. And then the Bengals go to Denver later in the year. I mean, one of those teams is not going to have a first-round bye. It could be enormous.
Oh, it's so big. And I think when you look at teams that could give this team trouble, it's the Denver Broncos in my mind, because the mix of pass rush and coverage, because pass rush isn't enough against Tom Brady. You need the coverage as well. And Denver is very deep at the cornerback position, and they have a multitude of pass rushers.
They've got 3 excellent cornerbacks. Flag here. They just let the clock run out. So they'll move back 5 yards.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Cousins getting his throws in for Washington.
How about our talk with Coach Belichick the other day, and he was talking about Lawrence Taylor and starters on special teams. Lawrence Taylor was the gunner for the New York Giants. The gunner is the guy outside. Matthew Slater's playing the gunner right now. That was Lawrence Taylor.
Forgot about that when he was with the Giants. Crowder takes it, goes out of bounds. And it'll be Washington's football with 3:51 to go. But it's been all New England in this one. They've controlled it from start to right now. Pat's trying to go 8-0. That's another 299-yard day, 2 touchdowns for Tom Brady. How dare him? He didn't throw an interception, though. His second of the year. 27-3 Patriots. Washington football. Cousins going to let it fly, and he does so over the middle. There's Crowder across the 30. First down with 3:42 to go as the Pats on the march to 8-0. Cousins trying to get his guys moving here, trying to get something on the board. Held without a touchdown. Blitz, Ninkovich. Cousins just lets it fly for Jackson, threw it as far as he could, but it's incomplete. I want to take you back to 2008. Most, even diehard football fans, won't remember this.
Oh, no.
John Lynch in a Patriot uniform. John, you were here for a preseason. Most don't even know that, and this was your last game ever. This is a 4th preseason game. Playing like a madman. That's your last tackle, number 47. It does look weird. You're used to seeing it Tampa and Denver. 4th preseason game. What are you doing in the game?
Well, there's a funny story to that one. It may take a little while. We'll let this play happen.
You didn't think we were going to let you get out of here without that, did you? Here's Cousins to throw it, and he's got Crowder again. Tackled inbounds.
But anyway, here's the quick version. I had left Denver's camp, and I thought I was done. Well, Bill Belichick started calling me every day saying, we've got a spot. We want you to play this nickel linebacker. I come in here right away. It hit me. Once I had retired and done in Denver, I was done mentally. So yeah. I was trying to make it happen. It wasn't happening. I went to Bill before that last game, and I said, Bill, I'm not going to play this year. I'm done. But I got one request. I want you to let me play the entire 4th preseason game. He said, I can't do that. You'll be out there with free agents. I said, please. He did, and let me tell you, I had some fun.
It looked like it. Goal line stand at the end, John. Thompson, a little dump over the middle on 3rd down, and it's going to be, I think, a little short.
Well, and you know,
so what was it like? You were here. It was only a couple of months, but what was it like?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I got to really see what makes this place tick. I developed a great relationship with Bill Belichick. I was in his office most nights. He was trying to teach me the playbook, and I really got to understand Tom Brady in a short period, what makes these guys who they are and what makes this team who they are.
This is Roberts from Cousins into New England territory inside the 40.
The funny part of that story, my old friend and the late great Junior Seau, he was at the time coming in every October. He said, Lynchy, you got it all wrong. You went to training camp, then retired. I come in October and skip training camp. And so, you know, missed that a little bit, but good times here in New England.
Add to your legendary, soon-be Hall of Fame career. 2-minute warning from New England. Coming up after the game, the State Farm post-game show. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, Jimmy. How about the Raiders and Steelers? Pittsburgh just went ahead in that game. Howie and Terry will be going at it there. And you'll get bonus coverage of the St. Louis, Minnesota game. Vikings up 3. However, Teddy Bridgewater just went out of that game being evaluated for a concussion. So we will show you that here on Fox. Stay tuned. Good one's going on. Carolina just scored again. They're up 36-14 on Green Bay. They're going to go to 8-0. Barring something crazy in the last 9 minutes. A lot of big storylines. Cousins to throw. Blitz coming. Gets rid of it. Looking for Crowder. Incomplete. Coverage on the play was by Coleman. Bostic got some pressure on a blitz.
Hey, Kevin.
Yep.
Good to have you back in football, man.
Thanks,
we
man.
lose you for that World Series, and we miss you. Sam Rosen steps in, does a great job, but you and Pete Macheska, our producer, it's great to have you back on the team.
Well, we missed you. Baseball, the World Series was great, but missed you, pal. Be a fun rest of the season. Tom Brady and company going to remain undefeated and remain nearly unbeatable here at home. They will be 49-4 here at Foxborough since the start of 2009. Cousins back. There is a catch to Garcon. Inside the 20. Last minute and change here in New England.
I'm telling you, even that throw right there, Kirk Cousins, I keep saying it, but he can sling the football. You know, a lot of things have to happen for this team, but it's starting to look good that they may have their next quarterback taking care of it with Kirk Cousins at the helm.
Get this one to Thompson out of the backfield. Good cut. And Thompson inside the 10. John, I think you brought up a really good point. He's always been the Robert Griffin sub. Even when he started, he knew And he only got told 2 weeks before the season that he was the starter. It wasn't like, hey, all offseason it's your team. He's still growing into it. And I think you have to realize that you got to give him a full year and see what he does. He could be the guy.
Yeah. And one thing, I didn't play the quarterback position, but as I heard Kirk Cousins talk, I had a personality very similar. I was a pleaser. I wanted to do everything the coach said.
Yeah.
But the same thing in terms of leadership. Sometimes you got to come out of your comfort zone, particularly at that position. You got to take over this team like Tom Brady. It was something right away when he played. It was Drew Bledsoe's team. He took over, and they knew that was his team. Mm-hmm. That's the next step for Kirk Cousins, really assert himself. And there's Harmon, the safety, who's down for the Patriots.
So Duron Harmon, who's had a spectacular year, Patriot staff working on him. Hey, football fans, if you love winning teams, check out the hilarious new comedies on Fox. Grandfathered with John Stamos and The Grinder with Rob Lowe. They're fresh, they're fun, and they bring big league laughs. It's all new Tuesday on Fox. Cool Angry Birds hats. They're not happy their team is being beat today. By the way, Duron Harmon did walk off under his own power. Good news for the Patriots. He's been outstanding, their safety. 46 seconds ago, 27-3 New England in front of Washington, as they're just trying to get on the board here. First and goal, a little fade route to Reed, incomplete. John, I have to wish a hearty good luck to Eric Mandia and his wife Lindsay. Eric is phenomenal. He's our AD, and he is a huge glue to our team. And we'll miss him next week because they are expecting their first child sometime during this week. And they're going to be surprised, boy or girl. It's going to be great.
I'm so happy for him. Lindsay, another great and important employee at the Fox Network. She hadn't even missed work yet. We're working right down to the deadline. So good luck and congratulations to you guys.
Cousins, second and goal, pressure, and down he goes. Second sack of the day. It's Akeem Hicks, the former Saint. We have a flag? No, that's just a Redskins shoe. Oh, it is a flag.
Defense number 22. Half distance to goal, automatic first down.
If Terry McCauley would let us shoot him with the camera, we could show you the penalty, but
he's trying to be quicker than Tom Brady in that release. Terry McCauley, he's under 2.2 seconds every penalty.
Got an early flight out of Logan, John. It's funny because a couple of the Redskin players have on the yellow shoes, and they look like flags if you look real quick. All right, so 33 seconds ago. First and goal after the penalty from the 3. They try to fade again, incomplete. Looking for Garcon. Coverage from Logan Ryan.
Logan Ryan's playing really well. Again, it's just astounding. You lose Darrelle Revis, arguably the best corner in football. Brandon Browner, who had his own skill set. And yet you still say, you know what, we're going to play man-to-man defense. We're going to challenge everyone. And Logan Ryan has made that a lot easier, as has that man, Malcolm Butler.
Ryan, John, has 6 tackles. He's got his 4th interception today. That's a team high. Second and goal. And it is caught. Touchdown, Jordan Reed. And so before Washington gets out of here, they get on the board with a touchdown.
This is a creative route. With all that man-to-man defense, you run some traffic. They almost run into each other, but it also provides the space necessary for Jordan Reed working against Jordan Richards, the rookie from Stanford, and a really well-thrown football by Cousins.
So Reed, who had 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago versus Tampa, on the board here. He's been quiet today, though. The Patriots have done a nice job keeping him quiet. Just his 3rd catch for 19 yards. Extra point is good. Matt Patricia, defensive coordinator for the Patriots. He's like, come on, Matt, you got it. Trust me. There's only 25 seconds left. 27-10. New England about to go 8-0 on this season. Second time in their history they've done that. Of course, the last was 07 when they were 16-0 in the regular season and lost in that unbelievable Super Bowl to the Giants. They look every bit as daunting here this year. All the way back to get the kick, and the slide down to the one is Devin McCourty. They thought an onside kick was coming, but they kicked it off, so McCourty went and got it. Jay Gruden and his boys will go home with a loss, unable to win one on the road. All three of their wins at home this year.
Jimmy Garoppolo gets to kneel. They finally give him a snap. Part of the brain trust, Bill Belichick and defensive coordinator Matt Patricia. And I can't say enough about the job Matt Patricia has done with this young and talented defense.
Couple good football minds, great football minds in that shot. Garoppolo gets a knee, he gets a play. He gets New England another win behind Tom Brady, who is stellar again. 2 touchdowns, 299 yards. The run game was outstanding for New England. They ran for 161. Bonus coverage of a biggie in Minnesota between the Vikings and the Rams is coming up next on Fox. Final score, 27 for New England, 10 for Washington. For Pam Oliver and John Lynch and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Enjoy the rest of the games, everyone. So long.